I love Northampton. I've had incredible visits out here. It's just a wonderful community that shares a lot of the values that that I have, and so I'm looking forward to working with people, not just representing the people here, but also learning from the people in this area. We're going to open an office in Northampton on Pleasant Street. We're in the process of getting it retrofitted, but I want to have a presence here. When redistricting was announced, there were some people who were wondering, there's a guy from Worcester going to care about anybody out here. Well, I got to prove to people that I do, and that's why I want to open an office out here, and you're going to see me an awful lot. But, I take my politics seriously, and, today we had this forum on corporate personhood and money in politics, and a lot of people showed up, and which tells me that people take their politics very seriously. I do too. We have a lot to do. We have a lot of challenges in this country, and we got to work together and fight together to make things better. Other than the Supreme Court justices that voted for it, and some of the big corporate special interests out there, and some really kind of right-wing columnists who like the idea of corporate personhood, and Mitt Romney, who said corporations are people. I don't hear much about it. But the challenge is that a lot of people don't know a lot about Citizens United either, but what I hear from people is that, God, there's too much money in politics. All that money spent on the presidential campaign, you took that $1 billion, you could have, helped end poverty in this country. We could do so many good things with that money, and instead we're just enriching political consultants. So I think there's a general feeling out there that our system is getting corrupted and polluted by excessive amounts of money. So I think people, their instinct is to want to get money out of politics. It's not just Democrats, Republicans too. What we need to do is make sure they understand what the Citizens United decision is, so they understand that Congress can't, regulate corporate money because of that decision. Because if we did, it would be deemed unconstitutional. So there are two options: either get a Supreme Court that will overturn their old decisions, or you have to go and amend the Constitution. And amending the Constitution is a lot of work, but we need to have this debate. Because, as I mentioned, corporate personhood is not just impacting campaigns in a negative way. They're also using their kind of personhood status to go to courts to overturn statutes that, that require labeling on tobacco products or on GMO food products. None of our founders could have envisioned that this would be the case, and I think, look, what this is about is empowering ordinary people, and I ran for Congress to represent people, not to represent corporations, but to represent people. What people can do is they can write their Congress people or their senators and say, get on these bills, co-sponsor these bills, help us get this movement off the ground. Talk about this issue in debates when you're debating legislation on the House or the Senate floor. People can write letters to the editor. They can go through their Christmas card lists and send to their relatives, ask them to talk to their elected officials. I think the people here understand grassroots, and I feel confident they're going to do a lot. But when I talk to audiences, sometimes people feel powerless. It was at Clark University in Worcester yesterday, and one guy said, it doesn't matter what I think. No one cares. It does. It really does. And if people feel that it doesn't matter and they don't participate, then kind of the forces of that are not very helpful for our democracy, they're active and they're pushing and they win. We need people to understand that part of their citizenship is to stand up for their country, to care for their country. And I just think this influx of all this money in campaigns, results in bad policy, and policies that benefit a few very wealthy interests and corporate interests. And again, I'm not against corporations. We have corporations. We want them to grow and employ people and be responsible corporate citizens. This is not anti-corporation. It is just that making it clear that corporations are not people. The corporations are artificial entities controlled by people, and that they should not have the same rights as you or I. That they should not have they should not be deemed to have rights that overturn, legislative initiatives that provide for public safety, for example. So this is a big deal, and you know, we're gonna fight it and have this conversation, and hope we get some things done.